All right, so if we're keeping track, and we've seen how these updates tend to roll out, then we're probably looking at the next Dead Rails update hitting around July 5th. That's based on their usual rhythm of dropping updates roughly every 2 weeks. Of course, delays happen, that's normal. But if we're lucky, we've got about 9 days left, and I know a bunch of you are already counting down. So today, I wanted to do what we always do on this channel. Throw out some fresh ideas to keep things exciting, to keep the energy going, and hopefully give the devs a few more reasons to check out the community. Because again, and I say this every time, some of the stuff I talk about here actually ends up in the game, and all of those came from suggestions in the official Discord, which is exactly where I'm pulling ideas from again today. So if you're someone who's got ideas of your own, or maybe you just want to tweak the stuff I'm about to show, please leave a comment. I read all of them, and you never know, maybe the devs do too. Before we dive in real quick, we're this close to 10,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy this type of content and want to support more of it, hit that sub button. Alright, let's jump into it. Let's start with a problem I think a lot of us have noticed. There aren't really that many friendly mobs or ones you can properly interact with. We've got a bunch of aggressive stuff, and yeah, we've got horses, but I think we're overdue for something new. I've mentioned camels and cows in past videos, but today I want to get weird with it. And I mean ridable snakes. Yeah, I know, sounds crazy. But again, this is Dead Rails. We've got fire horses, unicorns, a ghost train, zombie stuff everywhere. So a massive, creepy serpent that you can saddle up and ride through the wasteland? Honestly, I can see it working. Alright, shifting gears, let's talk locations, and one of the coolest POI ideas I've seen. A Catholic church or cathedral. This thing could spawn at 50,000 meters into a run. Or if we're lucky, maybe even randomly around 30k. Here's what's inside. A set of 3 unique weapons. The Saint's Wrath, a sword shaped like a cross. The Blessed Bible, a holy aura support tool. And the Bell of Judgment, a throwable weapon that stuns with sound waves. Saint's Wrath is this heavy-hitting sword that burns enemies with every swing. If you're under 30% HP, it swings faster and deals stronger burn damage. And every 3 kills with it gives you a bit of health back. The Blessed Bible surrounds you in a 20-second healing aura that slows enemies, lowers their damage, and heals you the whole time. You can even use it while moving, and just holding it burns anything near you. 25% of their health every 2 seconds. It's busted. It'll definitely need a cooldown, maybe like 90 seconds or more. Then there's the Bell of Judgment. It's a massive bell you can swing or throw. When thrown, it emits a sound wave that stuns enemies for 10 seconds. You can use it as a melee weapon too, but it breaks down over time. Still, it keeps sending out smaller shockwaves even when damaged. To earn all this, you've got to fight your way through church-themed mobs, vampires, werewolves, that kind of thing. And just when you think it's over, an infected zombie priest shows up with 1.5 times the health of the Stillwater prison boss. Beat him and you get all 3 weapons, 15 bonds, 10 gold bars, 5 silver bars, 5 gold statues, and a bunch of other stuff to loot. Let's keep that spooky train energy rolling with a variant of the ghost train, the Phantom Train. Imagine this. A semi-transparent flickering train, covered in rust, chains, glowing runes, dark grays, spectral blue or green lights. The front car looks like a skull and it gives off this thick fog wherever it goes. Lights flicker, chains sway like they're alive, and the horn sounds more like a distant scream. The Phantom Train comes with bulletproof glass, it's super quiet, and on top, there's a Maxim turret loaded with 100 bullets. The catch? Every single wolf in the game becomes a werewolf. So yeah, good luck. Cost? 325 bonds. Let's be real, we've all had those moments where we're downing snake oils like it's nothing, especially in hectic fights. But what if there was actually a downside to overdoing it? Imagine this. You chug too many, and your character starts acting drunk. You start feeling dizzy, your aim goes all over the place, and suddenly you're shooting at things that aren't even there because you're hallucinating enemies. It doesn't stop there either, but you also start taking a bit of damage over time. It's not instant death, but it definitely makes you think twice about abusing it. And yeah, it'll wear off after a bit, or you could cancel it early by drinking something else. It's a fun risk-reward mechanic that adds some personality and consequences to spamming potions like there's no tomorrow. You can cancel it with other liquids or just wait it out. It adds risk to the reward. Alright, something I think could add a ton of variety is more POIs. And one that really sticks with me is the idea of underground mines that spawn on mountain-like rock formations. I mean, imagine stumbling across one of these in the middle of a run. You'd head inside and instantly find a gold mine, literally. There's coal all over the place, crates of dynamite, and pressure traps that could chain react and wipe you if you're not careful. And tucked away behind some breakable walls that you have to blow open using gunpowder barrels. There's this secret vault filled with a whole load of gold and silver nuggets. Somewhere between 10 and 20 of them. But it's not all treasure. These places are crawling with zombie miners swinging pickaxes. It's like if the Sterling Mines had a chaotic cousin mixed with a little town vibe. Great loot, real danger, and of course, you know there'd be some lore to it. Dead Rails doesn't drop locations without a backstory, right? It's like if the Sterling Mines in a small town had a baby, with loot, fuel, and danger. And of course, lore. You know Dead Rails loves lore in every special location. Alright, let's kick things off with a class that could make every run feel fresh. The Bounty Hunter. So here's how it works. It costs 100 bonds to unlock, and once you're in, you'll start getting random bounty quests as you play. Nothing too crazy at first, you maybe find a specific item or take down a certain mob. But as you keep progressing, those quests ramp up in difficulty. And for every challenge you complete, you get rewards. Sometimes it's gold, sometimes silver, and if you're lucky, maybe even bonds. It's a fun little progression path that stacks on top of the usual chaos. Definitely keeps things interesting mid-run. It keeps things exciting, gives you a sense of progression within a single match. Alright, let's talk about something I've really been wanting to see in Dead Rails. Now, here's something I think just makes total sense. Train damage. It's one of those things where you kind of expect it to already be in the game. If mobs can't reach you, they're not just going to give up. They'll start beating up your train instead. And running over mobs all the time? Yeah, that should wear the thing down too. Alright, so here's how it might play out if the devs added actual train damage. You take a few hits, let's say around 5, and boom, your train's in what's basically mild damage. That means it takes longer to stop and start moving again. Not the worst thing, but definitely noticeable. Now, if you take about 10 hits, that bumps you up to mid damage. Not only does it still take longer to get moving, but your train itself starts slowing down while it's running. You'll feel it. And then comes heavy damage. Around 20 hits. That's where things really start to suck. You'll need way more fuel, like 6 chunks of coal instead of the usual 4 just to get back to full power. It turns into a real resource sink at that point. It adds a layer of strategy. You can't just plow through everything forever, there's a trade-off. You'll have to decide whether it's worth tanking through mobs or finding a smarter way around. To fix it, walk to the front of the train. A prompt shows up like with Excalibur, and you repair it. Takes 15 to 45 seconds depending on damage level. But if you're using the mechanic class, every repair only takes 5 seconds. Alright, so here's what can actually mess up your train. You've got outlaws blasting at it with guns, werewolves going full rage mode and clawing the sides, random lightning strikes frying the exterior, and yeah, even just plowing through mobs nonstop will eventually do some damage. Makes sense, right? That's the full list of update ideas I've got today. If even one of these sounded cool to you, let me know down in the comments. Or share your own twist. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'll be covering every update, every leak, and every cursed new creature Dead Rails throws at us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.